You want to get on to Rurouni Kenshin?
Let's do it, baby. We got an exciting episode. So the name of the episode, Rurouni Kenshin 15, That Man, Raijuta. So Kaoru, Kenshin, and Yahiko visit the Maikawa dojo for a training session. The dojo is very lively, and Kaoru's training is well received by the male students of other sword styles. Then a swordsman named Isurugi Raijuta breaks in. He says he's concerned about the futures of sword art, and the man carrying only an actual sword dismisses the idea of a bamboo sword match. In order to defeat the challenger, Maikawa, the master of Maikawa Dojo, takes on Raijuto, and we'll get into that in a little bit. So the episode starts off, so I just laugh because the beginning of this episode is really funny. So it shows Kaoru getting ready to take this little field trip, and she's like putting her bandages on, like her chest and everything else. And she's like, "Oh, they're a little loose today." And poor Yahiko walks in on this and sees Kaoru getting dressed, basically. And he proceeds to get kicked out of the dojo, full on flying out of the thing. Hilarious. Don't ever walk in on a lady getting ready if you're not in that position to do so, guys. Let me tell you.
You're supposed to knock before you enter.
You gotta knock. And
yeah.
So they're talking to Kenshin and they're like, "Oh, do you want to come? Like, you know, the sensei over here really wants to meet you." And he's like, "No, I got a lot of stuff to do." And Kaoru just starts piling on the chores. She's like, "You can go shopping, you can do this, you can do that." And he's like, I guess I'll go." Can't blame him.
No,
Can't blame him at all.
I definitely wouldn't want to go do all that shit either. So GG's, Kenshin.
I can't blame him. So from there, we go to this entirely separate part of the story with an interaction with a young boy talking to his sensei about strong swordsman dojos in the area. He mentions the Maikawa dojo, and he also mentions a strange Rurouni who is at the Kamiya Kashin dojo. From there, we go to the Maikawa dojo. Kenshin is introduced to the sensei. The students mention that Sensei Maikawa really wants to fight Kenshin. He wants to get after it. And we get like a little staring match of Kenshin and Maikawa like giving each other the stank eye kind of thing. And Maikawa just backs off. You know, he says, looking into Kenshin's eyes, he realizes that he can't beat him. And he actually asks Kenshin to teach the class. And that kind of caught me off guard. It's like, bro, you brought Kaoru here to do this and you're going to ask Kenshin to step in? Like, that's pretty fucked up.
I mean, you know, when you get something like that just handed to you, then you should probably take advantage of it. You know, it's kind of like, you know, Kenshin's a really big deal compared to Kaoru. So
yeah, I mean, Kenshin's a badass, and Kaoru's just like a dojo with one student. You know, I mean, the only reason all the kids, all the students come is because it's like, hey, that's a babe.
And you know, that's one thing that I don't quite get. So if they wanted to see Kaoru, then why don't they just join the Kamiya Kashin dojo instead?
You can't leave your dojo, dude. That ain't right.
Well, the only reason why they joined, from based off what head master, whatever, I don't even know, is Maikawa's. The only reason why they joined his dojo is because she was coming over there. So why not just skip the middleman and get her, you know, 24/7?
Yeah, I don't know if it's that they joined because Kaoru was teaching. I think he said that it's just it's a higher attendance percentage when Kaoru comes.
They stuck around.
He was saying that, you know, like, oh, we usually have a third of this, but when Kaoru comes, everybody shows up.
Oh, okay. I get you. That makes more sense, though.
Yeah. So while Kaoru is giving this swords lesson, Kenshin and Maikawa are kind of sitting there discussing the decline in swordsmanship and what will become of swordsmanship in the future. You know, they're going into this, and this kind of leads us into this whole point of this plot we're getting into. Raijuta shows up. He enters the dojo, and the students try to stop him. This man is a big fucking dude. And he just plows through all the students and approaches Kenshin and Maikawa, the sensei. Raijuta states that he's just concerned about the future of swordsmanship and challenges Maikawa, that he accepts, and states that the battle will be a best of three with bamboo swords. Rajuta, being the big, strong badass he is like, I don't fuck with bamboo swords, but I'll do it. And you see Yutaro, who is a little boy from the scene earlier, who is basically his student, laughing. He calls the bamboo swords a toy. And we see Yahiko come in and just confront him, and they're butting heads all this whole episode. I really enjoyed this.
I really wanted to see Yahiko and him go at it.
I think it's coming, dude. I really do. I don't remember, but I think it's coming.
I hope so, man, because I would rather see Yahiko and Utero go at it than I would see Kenshin go at it with him. So
maybe we'll see it soon. I don't remember. So Maikawa and Rajuta duel. Rajuta absolutely just dominates him in the first match, and he like strikes him in the shoulder, breaking his shoulder blade, and then smacks him in the head. And then he proceeds just to finish him off a 2-0 victory. And Maikawa's knocked out, and he's holding him by his clothes, ready to go in for the kill with a broken bamboo sword because his attacks are so powerful it broke the sword. Of course, Kenshin, being the good guy he is, steps in, stops the attack, and basically says, they get into a little more of Rajuta's ideals. And Rajuta says that bamboo swords are one of the reasons for the decline in swordsmanship. Anyone who uses a bamboo sword has no right to wield a real one.
which I get what he's saying. They probably, bamboo swords coming in style or whatever, I guess, is the reason for a decline in swordsmanship. But the real reason in decline of swordsmanship is the ban, right?
Yeah, it's the ban.
So,
It's the change in the era, going into the Meiji era. And like, swords aren't used every day anymore like they were by samurai back in the day. So that's the real cause. But he's just pissed off that people are still learning swordsmanship with bamboo swords. So Rajuta challenges Kenshin, and he basically just refused to fight. He's like, my sword will not be used for a competition to show who's stronger. Like, this sword is for protecting people. And Rajuta says, well, we'll use wooden swords. So they go at it. And, Kenshin just stays on the defensive the entire time. I think they had a time limit on the fight. And Kenshin just doesn't go on the offensive at all. And they draw. And before that, Rajuta says that we'll burn down the dojo sign, which is basically an ultimate sign of disrespect. And they'll do it in the street. Yutaro is all about this shit. He's like, yeah, fuck them. Let's burn it down in the middle of the road. Let everybody see how much of a bunch of pussies these guys are. So Kenshin accepts this duel. They go at it. They draw. And they just leave at that point. Rajuta and Yutaro leave. And while they're walking...
Well, the reason why they left, the reason why they decided to make a draw was that, Kenshin dodged his secret attack that no one had ever dodged before. And, he decided he was worthy of his time outside of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he dodged Azuna and realized that Kenshin is probably also an ancient sword art user.
Yeah, and so at that point, he just like turned around and was like, "I'll be seeing more of you," at
Yeah,
a
let's get
future
it, baby.
date.
So Kenshin also realizes that Rajuta probably doesn't use like a new school sword technique, and it gets them both thinking. So Kaoru, Yahiko, and Kenshin return to the dojo, the Kamiya dojo. They're back home now. They're chilling, and they're discussing the recent events with Sanosuke. And Sanosuke's kind of on the side of like, yeah, if you got your ass kicked, you got to hang him up, chief. Like, you don't deserve to teach swordsmanship if you got beat down like that,
I mean, he's got a point. I mean, that's the way it works, back, for dojos, like you got to be able to protect your shit.
At the same time, though, an old ass man got beat up by somebody in their like late 20s, probably. It wasn't a fair fight at all.
Yeah, true. And I don't think he should have accepted it. I think I don't know what the penalties are for turning it down other than looking like a bitch or something. I don't know.
Well, you got to defend your honor, dude. You can't turn that down.
Yeah. Well, now he's probably not able to fight because he literally has a broke collarbone now. So,
yeah. So while they're discussing this, a mysterious carriage pulls up in front of the dojo. and Kenshin is invited by Raijuta to a mansion. So everybody joins, and the mansion actually belongs to Yutero's father. And his father is somebody who is basically he's an exporter of swords that get shipped out all around the world because Japanese swords are so beautiful. They're considered art in Europe. And the reason that Raijuta is there is because he saved Yutero's father from getting attacked by bandits. And Yutaro has grown really fond of the amount of strength he has, which is why he's basically his apprentice at this point. So Raijuta meets with Kenshin to discuss his plan to restore swordsmanship to its former glory. He plans on personally eradicating over 500 swordsmanship styles that use bamboo swords because bamboo swords are for bitches, and replace them with his own sword style. Kenshin, getting into the more of the philosophical side of things, says that all ancient sword styles are murderous, used for real battle. So he doesn't want any part of this. He wants to protect life-giving swords and basically protect the Kamiya Kashin Dojo. And after that, Raijuta basically says, "Oh, you're my enemy," and draws his blade. And that was the end of the episode. So I think we're gonna get a really good fight next episode.
You think so? You think Kenshin's actually gonna feed into it?
He's gonna have to, dude. At this point, he knows what's coming. Like I think he's gonna get down and dirty with the Sakabato or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean it'll be interesting to see. I think something else is going to happen in order for Kenshin to get involved. But we do have, Kaoru and all of them over there hiding in the bushes, listening in. So maybe they get dragged into it somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I love how Kaoru, Sanosuke, and Yahiko were like eavesdropping on this conversation. And they're like, "Should we feel bad about what we did?" And it just pans over to Yutaro tied to a tree with a fucking gag in his mouth. He can't yell.
He deserves it, man. He deserves it for being with such scum.
I'm not gonna say Rajuta's scum. He's just very steadfast in his ways. He like isn't like a bad guy.
Well, the thing is, when he says he wants to eradicate 500 sword styles or whatever, he doesn't mean just get rid of the sword styles. He means killing the people that teach it.
Well, no, he wants to defeat them and dismantle their dojos. I don't think he wants to kill him. He didn't kill the old guy.
Well, he was going to. That's what he said. He said
that's true.
He said he was going to because they don't deserve to live.
That's true.
Because a fight it's not 3 rounds, it's 1 round. You live or die.
That's true. Yeah. So he is kind of a bad guy, but I like his resolve.
He's not as bad as the other guys that we've seen yet. So, but I guess it could change. So,
you know what vibes I'm getting, dude?
What?
Karate Kid vibes.
Really? It's been like the Smith Kid one.
No, fuck that. I'm talking the OG Karate Kid, dude. Like Karate Kid 3, where the dude wants to like expand Cobra Kai and like make Cobra Kai #1 and like make a bunch of dojos and take out all the small ones and buy them and shit. That's the vibe I'm getting.
Okay.
You gotta go rewatch Karate Kid, dude. That's a banger.
Yeah. I watched that like when I was young, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember much of it. I watched the newer one too with whatever the hell his name is, the Smith kid, Will Smith's son or whatever.
Have you watched Cobra Kai on Netflix yet?
No.
Sure it's banging, dude.
I haven't watched. I don't watch much besides anime and streams. So
I feel that you gotta watch Cobra Kai though; it's really good.
Yeah, maybe someday.